Take your time with it. Take your time with it. Take your time with it.
How are we doing, Therapy Army? Welcome to United Real Therapy. Today we're going to be discussing some serious discussions. Obviously, we are all thrilled that we smashed Arsenal yesterday. Smashed them out of the park, mate. They got hit for 6, they got hit for 3. Bam. And it could have been 6, the chances that we had.
Could have been 6. It could have been 6.
It could have been 6, mate. And all of them can cry me a river about the goal disallowed, about this and that, about penalty here and there. They can all...
Where's the violins, guys? Where's the violins? Forget the piano.
How it is. Seriously, it is some serious. Let me try to find some audio music, man. Let me see if I can find some acoustic music for Arsenal. Arsenal, you've came to Old Trafford. You know it's not been a good home for you for a long time. You are, in Premier League era, the most beaten team by Manchester United in the history of the Premier League. Your fan base is a slightly bit deluded. Like every other fan base, you've got someone who is sensible, but a lot of them are a bit deluded. You thought you won the league at the end of August and the beginning of September. It's story time, kids. Time to get that duvet on. I know it's been the first day of school and all that. I know you're tired with a bit of nerves from last night. But gather in. Arsenal Football Club, you're being dragged to the front of the congregation. We all know your fans get giddy and your team and manager got a bit too giddy when it went to 1-1. And I told you all, me and Tom told you all, if you play halfway line football at OT, Rashford's gonna get ya. And did he get you? Boy, did he get you.
Oh no.
Neil Ashton's going.
He's caught with Neil Ashton. Neil Ashton was like, I don't want to hear that now. Turn off the music.
Jamie Assi.
Anyway, there we go. Arsenal, hold tight. Hold that. Cry me a river. Tom, how are you?
Big up, everyone. How we doing, lads?
Good.
Big up, man.
Talk to me. How you feeling after that destruction, innit? Mr. Structure Meditation, there we go, man. Big up. Big up, Shaka. Shaka's here as well. Noreen, you need to do a hamster impression while taking... Don't worry, I will. I promise you, I will. Big up Hamza, by the way. One of the most City fans I've ever met in my life, but I love him to bits. He cracks me up. That Hamza. Listen, we've got out of the way. Saeed, your match reaction on the Therapy Army to the Arsenal. You did a fantastic match blog. Your match reaction was A1. You flowed like without no script, because I know, like me, it's in our relatives, it's in our families. These Arsenal fans they just don't learn from history. They never pick up a book. What do Arsenal have in common with majority world leaders? They never look at history. That's why history keeps repeating itself. It's almost like that film, Groundhog Day. Arsenal come with their pretty tippy-tappy football, but go away with what? 0 point. So, Saeed, match vlog, people, you need to go and check out his match vlog because it's one of the funniest. Leslie got so comfortable. She was like, I don't need the glasses anymore. She took the glasses off. She was like, she's like, I can see clearly now.
Oh, man. You know what, man? I tell you a funny story. Like, the match, in terms of the vlog, man, she was actually jumping with me and I didn't want to kind of like push her over. So I was like making sure I held on to her. But what happened was, I don't know what happened here, but as we were celebrating, my phone fell for the first goal. And then after that, I was in the midst of celebrating, trying to find where my phone went. It was the best feeling. East Stand, like, that's been the best atmosphere since probably, Leeds at the start of the season. We played them last season.
Yeah, man, 5-1, yeah.
Yeah, that 5-1, man. That was probably, like, like Like, it beats that. It generally beats that because obviously we had the Glazer protests and the Glazer out. Kind of everything was just in sync, and that's what we're feeding off the players. They're feeding off us. And yeah, man, Old Trafford was lit, man. It was unbelievable, man.
Which do you think were better than Saeed? Arsenal, Liverpool.
What's that?
Atmosphere-wise, Arsenal, Liverpool. What are you thinking?
Because I wasn't there against Liverpool because I didn't go to the game.
No, but with the rivalry is what I'm meaning.
Yeah, I think for me it's more. I don't know what it is here with Liverpool. It's a case of they might feel sorry for us because we're kind of that bad and they almost don't have that rivalry. But with this one, we're as bad as each other sometimes, and they were talking the most, Tom, before the game. Nuruddin, tell them about that guy who said, make sure you stay here when the game's done. I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to say, you know what I mean? Like, he's going to basically give a stick. We didn't see anybody. All the guys that I was meant to meet after the game, gone back to London. All the guys that were chatting to me before the game in the car, revving their car, saying, Saeed, you're going to lose today. You know what I mean? Da-da-da. Where are you now, man? Where are you?
Honestly, it is. I'm telling you, it is. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy because, honestly, majority Arsenal fans scuppered after the game, just like Gabriel's hairline. They all went for the hills. They all went for the mountains. Trust me, they all went everywhere, man. Trust me. So, people, go and check out Saeed's match vlog day. Check out his match reaction. Honestly, Saeed was on fire. It was on absolute fire yesterday, giving it to them because we take it so much. They always get giddy. I have never known a fan base to get giddy. They were telling me what's going to score. They said, do you think Liverpool giving you 5? We're going to give you 6. They were going, Gabriel Jesus hat-trick, Martinelli, Saka, maybe we'll score 2. They were telling me how the game was going to go. This is what's going to be done to the butcher. I'm like, I said to them, you know what? Fortune telling is haram. It's haram. You shouldn't even try it. You shouldn't ever try it. Fortune telling it's haram. And you know what? They have to hold it. They have to cuddle that loss like that. You know that W? They have to get it, cuddle it, take it to bed and rock it. That's what they need to do is rock it. But anyway, people, let's get into what we need to get into. More of a breakdown, people. Go and check out Saeed's channel, Saeed TV. We did a Straight Jacket podcast. I think it was 194, if I'm not mistaken.
194, man.
Yeah, 194. Man. So at the end of the day, 6 weeks ago, we reached that 200, man. And you know where you know the beginnings in it. You know where we started from.
Yeah.
So big up to everybody. Big up to all the people in the chat. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And let's get to road to 10 people, 10K people. Let's go. But Tom, I'm gonna come to you. What do you know? Obviously, you're the journalist. What do you know about Mike Keegan? He's blocked Saeed, but I can get his thing up. He blocked Saeed a couple of years ago.
Me, man.
Who?
I think it was Mourinho.
Wait, who did you say? Who did you say?
Mike Keegan.
Mike Keegan. Yeah, works for Daily Mail.
Yeah, I think he was one of Ollie's fanboys, man. I can't lie to you, man. Ollie's fanboys. So he did like the strong message I was coming across. So he basically blocked me. So unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Saeed was public enemy number 1. Put it that way.
Yeah. So him, Hurst Class now blocked me. Him and Hurst Class, and then a few more as well.
Who else blocked Saeed? Who else blocks you?
I think is it Hurst Class? Is it Hurst Class?
Yeah. Hurst, yeah.
Crazy.
But did you hear about that guy? The report that the Dubai ownership as well. Are we going to talk about that as well? The Dubai
that's what it's to do with Saeed. Yeah,
that's what it's to do with. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there it is, guys.
Yep.
It's Mike Keegan basically saying there. He says, well-placed source. Let me click on it. Let me just go back out. Let me go back out 1 second. Let me click on the actual tweet.
Yeah.
Let me click on the tweet, people. You can see it better now, people. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see that. Can you see that better?
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. So he says, well-placed source have told me that 3.75 billion would be what it takes to prize Manchester United away from the Glazer family. That's what he's saying, people. That's what he's saying. Tom, what do you know about Mike Keegan? I know he writes for the Mail. You know that he's a freelance journalist. Freelance journalist. What else do you know about him? And how reliable are his sources?
Well, I'd say he's reliable in terms of news to do with the Premier League, if you want to put it like that. But news to do with anything in terms of ownerships or anything, he's never had a major sporting qualification in terms of journalism, as far as I know, anyway. I don't think he studied at any sort of sporting university course or anything in sports journalism, anything to do with that. All I know, he's been a sport correspondent for the Daily Mail for about 5 years, I think it is now, something like that. He's been there quite a while, and like obviously on his bio here, for example, it shows sports editor for the Daily Mail and stuff. But
Daily Hate, as we call it on this channel, the
Daily Hate.
Daily Hate.
But I've always seen these stories and stuff, and I remember a Mike Keegan tweet, actually. It was from 2 years ago. Jack Grealish is house hunting in Manchester because he was pictured in Manchester with his family. He was pictured in I think it was the Cheshire area anyway, and then it was in Manchester with his family at a restaurant. And all it was in that period where it was Ollie's fanboy was Jack Grealish, and they signed him Donny van de Beek instead. And then Manchester City the following summer went and signed Jack Grealish. Mike Egan might as well have gone 100% in and said, Man United, Jack Grealish, new Man United player. Might as well have gone all head steam in there. But you know the funny thing was, guys?
Yeah.
It were a lookalike.
Oh my
Because how could Jack Grealish be in Manchester at a restaurant with his family when he was on holiday in Dubai?
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense, that, doesn't it? So that's all I'll say in terms of the inaccuracy of some of his journalism work. I'm not here to slag people off or write people off or anything. Everybody has their own ways of and contacts and knowledge of it. But if you're going to come out with figures of £3.7 billion, I don't buy it personally, because I know for the figures in the family of the Glazer family, Joe Glazer and Avram Glazer, in terms of the evaluation of Manchester United, are massive apart, very apart. Joe Glazer values Manchester United at 3.9 to £4 billion. Avram Glazer values Manchester United at 4.8 to £5 billion.
Wow.
So there is a split within the family of the ownership over the valuation of this football club. Avram clearly wants to maximise the sale of the football club. Joe Glazer is thinking more logically in terms of, well, we can start a bidding war if we hit low, and then we can increase the price when we have more suitors in. We already know about Sir Jim Radcliffe. We already know about, now with the Dubai Emirate, obviously consortium that's wanting to come into it and everything. And I've done some research on the consortium that's proposed to buy Manchester United, for people who want to know. They have a net worth of 183.5 billion, for anybody who wants to know. And they are massive rivals of Abu Dhabi, for people who don't know any context with the UAE. Abu Dhabi and Dubai are different sovereignties in the UAE, but they have enrichments, and what it means in terms of that is Sheikh Mansour, who is the Manchester City owner, is from where? Abu Dhabi. Dubai have not got a sporting club in football. Saudi Arabia have just done it, where they went and purchased Newcastle Football Club, essentially, basically anyway, the sovereignty of it. Manchester City are owned by Abu Dhabi, and Dubai want to follow suit in owning a sporting club. And the only two clubs that are realistically with a history available and their ownership is unstable is who? The two teams that played at the weekend, which was what? Man United and Arsenal. They are the two owners who, if the right money comes in, Kroenke would fuck off if the right money came in, and the Glazer family would do as well. I think a lot of people know that. It's just about the numbers. But we'll obviously get more into that anyway. But that's just a bit of context behind it.
This, what I know of Mike Keegan, though, I think he got the Van Gaal sacking first. Was it this guy? I'm sure it was.
He was probably the journalist that told him, Saeed.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure it was, because apparently he said, I think Van Gaal said it like he heard about it, like the sacking already. So I think it was from this journalist here. But like I said, my thing is, I don't believe United are worth. The price of United is very, very low in terms of 3 billion. I think it's an estimated amount. Like I said, I think it's worth between 4 and 5 billion. You know what I mean? Because what you got to realize is that, with all these players that are coming in, you know what I mean, and the stocks on these players and what they're valued at in terms of the share prices, Nordin, it's going to be much higher, and it gives the club, and obviously the commercial wealth that they got from Ronaldo as well being here, they're going to want more. So for me, and that's where I feel like, you know, the guy, is it Jim Radcliffe? This is where maybe his stumbling block is that how much is, you know, does he value Man United, and how much do the Glazers value Man United? Because it's two different complete ideologies, and that's where maybe the discrepancies have come into play. So yeah, it's for me, like I said, I want to hear this, but it's like how do you get excited by it? Because it's like sources to, you know, that he knows of. Like, it's one of them, like, do you take it with a pinch of salt, or do we need more information?
This is it. And you know what? Gary Neville then follows it up by, and he says, I might be completely wide off the mark, but my gut feeling is the Glazers have to sell. They have committed to a new plan and a stadium redevelopment, and these costs are substantial. I can't see them raising further debt as the level required. The timing feels right to sell. So Gary Neville has been on this for quite a while, to be fair. You know what? You would think Gary Neville is in the guy who's in the know. A lot of things he says, you know what? I'm always like, what does he know? Because he knows a lot about Man United. I know what's going on. He's a fan, and he's the guy who's been calling for their heads, basically. It is what it is. But Samson says here, Mike Keegan worked at Manchester Evening News. I know him. He's a trained journalist. And then somebody else here says, somebody else said that he's a City fan. Somebody else said to me, it doesn't
really matter in terms of his reporting, though. Like, you know, most of these fans are not United fans that report on us. I mean, Samuel Lucas, I don't know if he watches even football. Does he even have a football fan? Is he?
I think he's a rugby league fan, to be honest.
On this channel, we call him racist Samuel Lucas.
There you go, then. Racist. You know what I mean? So
we're referring to mixed heritage and black players as exotic. They're not a plant, mate. Black people are not exotic. Mixed people are not exotic. We're not a plant. We're not your fancy bloody reptile. We're not. So stop using those words. But anyway, United should be worth 2.32 billion because we're not in the Champions League. Okay. At the end of the list, the reason why Chelsea at the end went for nearly like 4 billion in it, because 2 billion to buy and then 4 billion, like 2 more billion investment or whatever. It's because of where they are in it. That West End in it. That's a high level.
Yeah, Fulham.
You know Fulham
area.
Like
Fulham,
real estate. It's West London. It's the heart of West London, innit?
Yeah,
man.
It's one of the most expensive real estate areas in the world. One of the most expensive. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But we'll go with it. And to me, all of this, even if it's propaganda, inject it into my veins. It's like Arsenal fan tears, inject it into my veins. What do Arsenal fans tears and Man United anti-Glazer propaganda have on me? Both of them, you can inject it. I'm like, both arms. Give it to me, both of them. Both arms are out. Inject it into both.
We need. It's all about pressure for me at this point, because we need more stories than just kind of radio silence. Because when you have radio silence, that's where I think a lot of fans' apathy comes into it. You know what I mean? We need more pressure. You know, so we need, even if it is articles that are maybe made up, the fact that there are articles out there and he's putting words out there, that it can only be a good thing, because then it kind of makes other people, because if they're saying there's a bidding war happening, another consortium might come out and say, you know what, we don't want, you know, we might go in for this, etc., etc. But the only thing is, though, I want to ask you a good question here. Are you against this new? Are you against it? Okay.
I'm against it, and I'm going to explain the reasons why I'm against it.
Are you on about the Dubai Emirates here?
Yeah, I'm against it. They have absolutely no love for Manchester United, so we'll be another owners who just see Man United and they're doing a bit of sport washing. There is another consortium as well. Just one of the Middle Eastern countries next to Saudi Arabia. I forgot the name.
Jordan.
The name. Not Jordan. On the other side. It's a small country where they hold the Grand Prix. Can somebody remind me where they always have the Grand Prix? Bahrain. There's a Bahrain consortium that wants to buy Man United as well. I just don't want any of these people to doing a bit sport washing. What the likes have done to Chelsea, to what they've done to what Ibrahimovic did to Chelsea, what the Dubai lot are doing to Man City, what Saudi Arabia now are doing to
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Jim Radcliffe, for me, is the only guy who is a ideal owner.
What
and
if
like
he pulled
somebody
out?
else-
Milligan? What if he was like, because you know with this Jim Ratcliffe one, the only reason why I'm getting a bit like,
Let me answer the question first. Let me fully answer the question. Yeah, he like Adil says here, Jim Radcliffe will be the ideal owner because Saeed, once you have a love for something, you support, you remember your childhood moments.
Yeah.
I know he's a businessman. I know that he's ruthless. He's made his money in the chemical industry. At the end of the day, he is somebody. When you're a fan for me, you have a certain care for that club. You know, when you're a fan of something and you have childhood.
I know what you mean.
Right. This guy was in Barcelona Stadium in 1999, Saeed. That night he was there. He's a fan of Man United, mate. Goosebumps. That night to me, I refer to that night, Goosebumps night. That's Goosebumps. Samat Busby's birthday. Samat Busby's birthday. Looking down on us from the stars and beyond, saying, this is on United. This is on United. This is for them to win. So, at the end of the day, people, I say it. He is the ideal owner. He's worth over 10 billion. And at the end of the day, he would be somebody who I could trust this football club with. I don't trust any of the owners because if war kicks off somewhere around there and next
I know.
in America, I'm not friends with you know who, our clubs are in the mud.
My thing is, is that it's the Jim Radcliffe. A lot of it is maybe, the media kind of like fantasy. And it's one of the situations where my fear is that, is he actually wanting to buy the football club, or is it just kind of a situation where it's a dream rather than a reality? That's my only kind of concern with this Dubai situation. Like I said, you know what I mean? We don't want to see, because of the human rights and whatnot. I just fear that for me, Jim Radcliffe, he needs to go in there and make a statement. Don't let these guys come in before him. He needs to come in and make a firm, instead of just saying on interviews, put a bid in, work towards something, and let's make adequate, kind of.
There's a reason why he hasn't, though, Saeed, and there is a big political and legal reason as to why he doesn't need to come out publicly and say against, even if there is other contenders in the mix and they're from the Middle East, who obviously have financially more money than him. But legally speaking, he is a lot easier to do a deal with than to do a deal with a sovereignty in a different nation, rather than doing a business transaction with somebody who is of the same nationality as the country that you're wanting to purchase the business and the football club from. And another key point that Radcliffe would have over any other potential suitor, unless they own another sporting brand or sporting club, is that he owns another sporting project, albeit it's in another country. He has a track record of running a sporting club.
Yeah.
Albeit it's not on the scale of Manchester United, it doesn't have to be. Gary Neville could come in and buy Manchester United if he wanted, because he's got a track record, and that makes him a legal contender under legal circumstances. Dubai, the Emirate of Dubai, they do not have a legal obligation over any other contenders because what? They don't own a sporting club. If Sheikh Mansour wanted to go out there and buy a football club that's in disarray, I don't know, for example, he wants to go and buy Fiorentina in Italy. He wanted to buy them out. He could do it because he has a proven track record, because he owns another football club already. These people don't own any sporting groups. They don't have any sporting events. It's not like where in Saudi Arabia they've just had Joshua versus Usyk or any major sporting events like that. And we've just said what we said about human rights and sports washing. But Sir Jim Radcliffe, legally speaking, is the best placed, and in most people's eyes, the ideal owner to take over. Legally speaking, politically speaking, and if we're talking in reality, probably the most realist option.
Yeah.
Out of probably all of them, because all I'll say is with Jim Radcliffe, a takeover bid would probably take with Jim Radcliffe as long as it took for Chelsea to get Todd Bowley through the door. If you go down this Dubai route, you will take as long as Newcastle did to get the Saudis in. And that took what? Well over 18 months. So make your wish for who you want to go with and for what reasons you want to go. You either wait 18 months and you can go with Dubai, or you go with somebody who might take a couple of weeks to work it out with, and who already has a proven track record of running a football club in Sir Jim Radcliffe.
Yeah.
And that's where people can make their minds up over
But
it.
the biggest thing is simple, innit? If Sir Jim, but big up Muhammad Ali says, big up Dubai Bahrain news is true. Club can't be overpriced as there is OT redevelopment, training facilities, lack of trophies. That reduces the value. Fans, push them out. 3 billion, Sir Jim. Right? At the end of the day, it's simple, innit? Right? The biggest thing for me is why he will have to sell Nice, because the idea of them meeting in the Champions League or the Europa League is a serious thing. And what comes in is called monopolization rules come in. And if you look at, if you listen to his interview, if you look and listen to his interview with the BBC, when he was asked that question, he said, oh, that won't be a problem. That means that he'll Nice, see you later, Nice.
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah.
Or he might give it to his part owner if he has a part owner.
Yeah. There might be third party owners, whatever. You don't know. If they want to buy him out, you don't know.
Yeah. Listen, Banana Man, big up. He says it was my birthday that night as well. Scenes that night, I can tell you, it was scenes, bro. It was
scenes, man.
It was scenes. It was scenes. But yeah, Windy is always, and here Windy saying, Saeed, at that level, serious people don't talk about it. So
you know what it is? Not that I don't talk about it, but I just want to see that there's going to be a progression of like talks within the next 18 months, because we need it while the pressure's now. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me, it's about pressure. Do it now while we can, rather than waiting 2 years and then win a trophy. And it has to be within the next, year or two.
Yeah, man. Basically, what Saeed's saying is that strike while the iron's hot, innit? Strike.
Of course. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Strike while that. And Neo Lasso says, I'll take Arabs or Americans. They love and watch football. You know what? Neo Lasso, that's his only requirements for anyone. At least they love this game. They love the game, mate. They love the sim game. American. And then Mr. M9 Shaka says, Sheikh Mansour already bought Palermo this year. But it's weird, They don't need, because the Italian family, they own Udinese, they own Watford, and they own
that Italian family,
but hardly any of them qualify for European competition. So
it's not even that though. It's if they're in the same category of league. So like you have Ligue 1 with Nice, and then Manchester United are obviously in the Premier League. It's at the same level of European qualification. Yeah. If one of the two was to drop down to Ligue 1 2 or drop down to the Championship, for example, then you obviously have a different balance because you're in a different qualification league. That's how it works. And with what Nuruddin said, he wouldn't, if Sir Jim Radcliffe was to come in with his takeover bid, Nice Football Club, he could own both of them, coincide with each other, but it's the what if both of them qualify in the same Champions League group. What if you will then have a legality problem where one football club is being funded in Manchester United, Nice isn't being funded then. And then you have to balance it out with another football club. And that is another con as to where would his priority be? Because, a lot of people will say, obviously it's going to be Man United. They're the biggest club in the world and all this, that, the other. And he's just bought them. But he's also then still got to fund elsewhere and still run his organisation externally from the football clubs. That is the only thing. And this is where we need an owner who's going to come in and the main part of his life or the main part of his, shall we say, business tycoon is going to be what? Manchester United. Because the Glazer family, Manchester United is not their priority. It is what? The American football team. That is their main priority, guys. Newcastle have just proved it. When you get an owner who comes in, albeit he's from the Middle East and everything to do with human rights, what is their main priority there? Newcastle Football Club. Same thing with Sheikh Mansour, Manchester City. So there is legalities behind it, and everybody has their own opinion on the human rights and everything like that. Me personally, I wouldn't touch any Middle Eastern owner unless they're externally a businessman, not part of a royal family or a royal sovereignty. If they're an external businessman, say they're a Saudi Arabian businessman, for example, but he lives in, I don't know, he could live in Spain. It could be my next door neighbour now. If you want to come in and buy Manchester United, show your finances, show where your earnings come from, and that you have no political connection behind you, by all means, Man United will hold, us as fans will hold the keys for you, because we're not being used as on a monopoly board as a political tool.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That's it. You know what? Let me just answer this for Windy. Windy, according to Google, Man City owners own, obviously, they own Melbourne City in Australia, but they're in they're in Australian League. They own Mumbai City in India. They're in the Super League, Indian Super League. They own New York City in the United States. That's part of the Major League. And they own Yokohama F. Marinos in Japan. They also own
Girona.
Montevideo City Torquay in Uruguay.
And Girona, I'm sure they own Girona as well.
That's what Google's giving me, but
yeah, Girona's another one, and obviously Palermo's the newest one that they've got now. Which Palermo, I think they're in the Europa League this year. I'm sure.
I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've come back.
It's where Dybala came from, wasn't it?
Dybala, the other guy.
There are a couple of players that's come from there. To be fair.
Yeah, they've had a good. Do you know what I mean? They've had a good,
good recruitment process, haven't they? Really,
yeah.
And it shows why Man City own them, because City let a lot of these young players go in their academy anyway.
Yo, big up to these brothers, man. Big up to these brothers. Big up to Hasham Iqbal and his cousin, man. Yeah.
Nuruddin, tell the story, man. I thought Nuruddin came late to the game, but because of the Wi-Fi, the 5G, your text message came through at halftime.
Yeah. The text message, you know, because Saeed was like, because I had to tickets. I didn't have a ticket for the game, so I had to get. I was looking around for tickets. Saeed was like, if anybody texts me, I'll let you know. In it, I can text you. Yeah. And I was like, so I texted him as soon as I got the ticket. I texted him. And then it didn't get to him till about halftime, I think. Somewhere like that.
I was like,
big up Hashim Iqbal. Those of you follow me on Twitter, you're gonna see me going like a madman singing. So big up Hashim Iqbal and his cousin and his brothers, man. They were wicked. They sat just in front of me. The scenes, man. Honestly, it was scenes, man. Hashim and Bilal, absolute scene. We were going crazy, man. I'm telling you, because Rashford scored the second goal. Right in front of us, isn't it? Right in front of us.
Yeah, straight for them, man. Yeah.
You know what? Because everybody stands in it. My hands are on Hashim's back, I think, or Bilal's back like that. I'm like stabbing them like that, getting ready to go jump up. Because I'm like, go on, Rash, go on,
yeah.
Going berserk, mate. Absolute berserk. So yeah, big up to Hashim and Bilal, man. They made it, man. It was crazy. Because you know what? I'm just so immersed in the game. Like, I'm so in it. I can't even get my phone out because a lot of people were dropping their phones like Saeed. Saeed in his mad vlog dropped the phone. Yeah,
dropped the phone. Honestly.
Because that's how much scenes it was. So big up Hashim and Bilal, man. Love, man. They made a match day experience. But you know when you got fans that you can just connect with, and they just go like crazy as you do. So that's what it was, man. Love to those two brothers, man. Love. It is, at the end of the day, guys, like I said, as Man United fans, we're not getting giddy about the Arsenal win. It's a win. It's 3 points. Yeah. Man United are climbing up the table. Long may that continue. We are also aware that we can't get too giddy because we are 2 or 3 injuries away from ending up with McFred and ending up with Shaw and Maguire back in the team.
Don't remind us.
You know what? Shaw and Maguire back in this team, people. Like I said to Arsenal,
it's creating anxiety though. It creates anxiety in the stadium. When Maguire came on,
that 15 minutes, man.
Oh my god, man! It was just carnage. And then he gave that foul away, didn't he? And he was like, "Oh my god, please!"
Look out here, United made me a zombie. Check this out. What a name that is. Let the Arab come in. Maguire won't make it past training. Honestly, some of you guys are jokers, honestly. But yeah, listen. At the end of the day, we are all here, innit? We are all here.
Glazers out, man.
The Glazers out.
Yes.
The Glazers out, people. At the end of the day, seriously, we have to keep this going. Like Saeed said, you know what? It has to be one of those, innit? It has to. We have to strike.
It has to be continuous, innit? That's the main thing, Nuruddin. When you talk about it has to be continuously. I see there's a lot of more Glazer out scarves now than ever. The shirts. People are advising each other not to go into the mega store. You know what I mean? So we people are. It's little things, innit?
It's expanding. Yeah.
expanding, yeah. And I feel like for me, more people are a bit aware of it now. You know what I'm saying? And the chants are bigger now. So it's you know what, man, it's good, man. And like I said, people that don't realize it, like when we were still winning, there was still green and gold everywhere. You know what I mean? There was still green and gold in the stadium, in the heart of our when winning trophies, in the era where we were winning 3 trophies in a row. The 2010-11 trophy that we won as well. You know what I mean? There's too many, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's massive, man. It's massive, honestly.
You're on mute, Nuruddin. You're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Yeah,
You're on mute.
I think Ayman Ali just broke it down. Nice is owned by Issos Group. United will be owned by Radcliffe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but Issos Group is owned by Radcliffe. But then yeah. That makes a lot more sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what it is, people. That's what it is. Big up Neo Lasso says, United Real Therapy, big ups to your channel for continuing to push the Glazers out movement, even when it went quiet. Keep up. Listen, we're not letting up. The whole reason why this channel is made is because of Glazers out. And it says here in the banner behind us, the screens here, it says Glazers out was never about transfer. It's about the survival of our football club, mate, of our club. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Listen, and by the way, those of you go to 1958 Twitter page, you will find the resource package they put together. Big up, by the way, the people who put it together, what the global fan base can do. So no excuses anymore. Every one of you can get involved. Everybody can get involved. We need to get them out. We need to get them out, honestly. The day that happens, I'm telling you now.
Celebration.
Saeed, I told people I might have a pint or two and get pissed. I might go to the pub with Leslie. I might go to the pub. I'm telling you now, we're gonna have a party. It's gonna be we're gonna party like it's 1999. And in 1999 we partied, innit?
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, to me, that'll be the equivalent of 5 Champions Leagues and five league titles. That will what it mean for me. That's what it would mean to me. Because I know we're never gonna get back to the top where we belong with these owners. They don't care. They're vultures, they just want to suck every penny out of Man United. They don't care. They're not interested. Yeah, man, listen, it is what it is. To me, Man United have to fight, have to get these Glazers out. We have to become all united. And I'm willing to go on any platform, anywhere, talk to whoever it is. I don't care. After we get the Glazers out, we can fall out. You don't have to like me, I don't have to like you. But if you say you're a United fan, I don't care where you're from, where you are, what views you hold. If we all want the same thing to get these vultures out. And that to me is the most important thing. That to me is the most important thing.
You know what it is, though? Me, like I said, I just want to see, like I said, the fans united now. I mean, now we've got a manager who now, the fans are fully behind it. We can then, it's easier for us to kind of against the 8 Glazers now as well, in terms of like, there's no distractions. I think the only situation, maybe, and I'm maybe guilty as well, we kind of focus on the manager a lot, you know what I mean? But now the fans can fully focus on the ownership and say, what?
Yeah.
I know we're manager, but the owners, you need to go. Simple.
We can support the team, we support the manager, but we hate the Glazers. We are Glazers out. Protest has to continue 100%. 100%. Guys, are you taking the mic? There's nearly 200 of you in here and there's only 68 likes. Honestly, you guys give me joke. Give me joke. We even, listen, we got songs for you. We sang Murder, She Wrote. We sang Cry Me a River. I'm even going to get to sing a little bit, play a little bit of a track for you guys that might want to hear. But for the Arsenal fans, that's all I wanted to hear in it from the game yesterday. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. See, you got to smash a like, people. You got to smash a like. Because this is humble. Be humble. Like I said, that was honestly, on the way back from the stadium, I'm listening to Be Humble. Sit down. Be humble. Kendrick Lamar, mate. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
That's what I'm listening to. So big up. Listen, I want to come to the tie. thing. We already mentioned it on Straight Jacket podcast on ATV.
Yeah.
I want to say those fans are United fans. They're not United fans. No, we always say that. No, they are United fans. I don't think Ty or anybody else minds you giving banter back, giving stick back to them. But the biggest thing is that why are you putting your hands on somebody? And why are you intimidating, especially two elderly people as well, like couple, like really elderly couple? Why are you intimidating them and putting their hands on them and aggregating somebody like that? You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Do not put your hands on anybody unless they give you consent, mate. Don't touch anybody, especially when you're so-called bantering them. Don't touch anybody. Stop that. Unless that's your brethren and you know him. You know what I mean? Ty's not your brethren. You guys don't know him. You might have ran to him, but stop this. Stop this, people. And on behalf of United Real Therapy and on behalf of Man United fans, we would like to apologize. We would like to apologize to Ty because we know Ty's a good person. Regardless of what, he backs his club, he backs his team, and that's all you can ask for. And he's got an opinion like everybody else. Yes, banter by any means. That's what we're doing, be humble. And like Crimea River, that's what banter is. There's a big gap between banter and physically putting your hands on somebody.
Especially when those elderly women and men.
Yeah, there's an elderly couple there who was shaking up side on that video. They look quite shaken up.
I know. And they would continue to do it. And that's why I didn't like, man. It's like, and that's like, I think social media, that's where social media's gone wrong, is that they want to shame him in front of the people.
No,
like,
man. Just for the clicks. Nah, mate. Nah, man. Listen, we don't like bullies. We're the United fans. I don't care who they support. We don't want bullies. Big up to Windy. Windy's in America, innit? She can report this sister for us. She said, last night ESPN was kind of mocking the Glazers outros, asking since United have won games. Because you know what, Windy? They're not outside covering it. They're not outside covering it.
They weren't.
You need to write to them. Honestly, you need to write to them and then look at Saeed's match day vlog and then see it there. They had to shut the megastore.
Yeah.
Every match game at home now, they have to shut the megastore.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, you know, it can only be reported if it's been reported, in it. Like there's so many things in the world that we don't see on the news, in it. Because
I just want to bring a certain insight to people. So what United do now, this is really clever, Saeed. What United do now is that when the protest builds up so much loud outside, they shut down. You know, the press entrances, they shut it. Last night against the Liverpool game, what they did was they put the shutters down. You know where the journalists usually enter. There's a the journalists enter, and they shut that down. And it took some of them to get in there. 25 minutes for them to get in there. 25 minutes. So what journalists have to do now, especially if you
come early.
No, they don't have to come early. They have to have other reporters reporting in a protest outside, and the other ones who reporting in a match inside. That's what they have to do. Because that's what's happened. No word of a lie. Honestly, go and look it up, guys. That's what the Glazers done. They do a complete shutdown so that nobody can go into the game because they thought the same thing yesterday. They thought people were going to storm the stadium. They think that's why they shut the shop early. That's why the riot police is outside, even down the tunnel side. And the other side, you know, the Stretford end, there's so much police.
Yeah, there was, and you know, now they got staff now on the barricades of the megastore, like, you know, an hour before. So it's gonna affect their pockets. If we can do that, then we've won, in it, like affecting their pockets, you know.
Exactly. And Sky and that. But Tom, did you watch it on Sky yesterday? Could you hear that?
Yeah.
Could you hear it?
Nope.
Yeah.
I know there was happening, but there's this mythological thing, and it's called overplaying in the media, and what that means is overplaying. You play a background tune. It's like when you make a music video, you have a backing track and you have a backing tune. All you hear is you take a clip from 10 years ago at Old Trafford because nothing's changed in the atmosphere. Not like you've moved stadiums. You could still get away with playing a backing tune from the 6-1 Arsenal all them years ago and play it now in the modern day with the chance, and you'd probably get away with it. That is all that companies like Sky Sports, like BT do, is you play a backing track and you don't hear anything about an ownership shutting down or anything going out. And the reason why that is, they want to protect the company and protect their TV rights. Because if they allow things like that to be publicised on their platforms, football clubs don't give them access.
Neil Ashton is writing to them. Neil
Well,
Ashton
this is the thing, though. But the main thing, though, Nuruddin, is you get people, and is the easiest example to use is Rio Ferdinand, when he was absolutely blitzing Ralph Ragnick, but when he was put on the spot by fans outside of the stadium, and he was being spoken to about the club and everything, who was he blaming? Because he wasn't blaming fucking Ralph Ragnick. He was blaming the Glazer family. But he doesn't come out publicly on a platform and do that. Why is that? Because he will lose access. Gary Neville will no longer be welcome at Carrington Training Ground, probably. Because legally, he will have signed a contract to have done an interview with Jamie Carragher before the Liverpool game to interview Erik ten Hag. But when he's publicly coming out, blitzing the ownership on the world stage on Sky Sports, is he really going to get access to do an interview potentially with Joel Glazer? With Sky Sports, even if it's via Zoom or whatever, never in a million years. Never in a million years. And this is the problem. And it's like I've just said, where you have a backing track with the things that go on in the stadium. The best way isn't to hear, and I think this is one of the key points. The best way isn't to hear what people are saying. It's to see what you look at. Because if you see banners in the stadiums, that speaks a lot more volumes than hearing what people are saying. If you see something, you don't forget it. If you hear something, over time that goes away, and you get clouted by the judgment. And if Man United went on and won the league from this year, do you really think anybody would be bothered about what they were chanting against Arsenal at home when they won 3-1? Nobody would have given a blind eye. But if you're looking at something, you're seeing all this negativity, and like you say, with voice recordings, they can be gone, they can be demoted, they can be deleted. Images stay around for years. You have images from the 99 final still, to this day. Just like with the videos and the images that you get nowadays, we'll be here in 10, 20, 30, 40 years' time.
But Tom, listen, after the Anthony score, he scored.
Yeah.
There was the biggest chant of Glazers that rang around the stadium.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because that's when the cameras look at the fans in it celebrating, going crazy. Yeah. And that, to me, was perfect timing. We've got to do a lot more of that. Anytime we score at home, we all go Glazers out. We sing Glazers out.
Yeah, of course.
Added pressure and added kind of added noise that we needed. So for me, I thought it was very, very good, the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, even if we're not playing well, even if we are playing well, we still have to have that energy. Simple as that, man. So for me, you know, it's a massive situation that we're kind of building. So it's all about momentum, and that's a key in everything, isn't it? You know, momentum.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, man. Like I said, it's one of them. We enjoy yesterday, but the message is still clear. But like I said, with the protest yesterday, the fact that it's at Trinity statue does help, because that's where a lot of the tourists do come and you know, hover around, and you know, to see that, you know, for them to see it as well, they're thinking, why is it happening every game? But then they have to realize, like, you know, you're not just coming here for a day out, you know.
But then the thing is, say they take them images and they take the pictures that they take as tourists, and where do they go after the game's finished and done? They get back on a plane and they go home. And then all those fans that are in that country then on their social media platforms in wherever they've come from, Japan, Middle East and Africa, you know, wherever they've come from, America or Australia even, they take all of that information that they've got on their digital devices and they spread it in their country. And then that's where the words get out a lot more.
Yeah, honestly, it is. So big up Western Express Football. Do you think the Glazers will sell this or next year? Keep up the great work, Nuruddin. My fellow Dutchman is doing work. Love it. Big up Western Express.
Big up West, yeah.
Listen, big up West. Big up West. Listen, it's love. At the end of the day, we have to get them out. Honestly, I'm making my life's goal, man, to get rid of these vultures. Honestly,
what will you do on the day, Nuruddin? I've always wanted to ask him this question. What would you do?
Honestly, you know what? I'll be delirious. I won't sleep for a week. I lost my voice. I lost my voice, Top. I'll show you now.
Yesterday.
Listen, I lost my voice yesterday.
My voice is gone yesterday as well.
No, 1 second. One second. One second. Listen. Another one. That's what I'm saying to you. All of these time, we're shouting and we're singing.
Yeah. Big up,
but whenever do you see the Sky Sports cameras flip to the fans like that? When you hear chanting or anything?
Well, luckily we got social media, haven't we?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Social media then outweighs the media in terms of publicising and broadcasting.
Just the super chat, Nordin.
Yeah,
I got it. Yeah, I got it. West, yeah, this one, another one. Yeah. Western, big up. Listen, big up, West. Thank you so much, bro. Thanks for the super chat. But yeah, he's doing good work. He needs all the help he can get. Now, you asking me the question before, what would I do? I don't think I will sleep for the week. Like I said, I'll party like it's 1999.
Yeah.
In that May, I think was it the 26th of May? 26th of May, wasn't it? 99, I think.
99, yeah. I think so, yeah.
I was still in college.
Yeah, I wish I could have celebrated more, but I was only 5, man.
I had about, I don't know how many hours of sleep I had. I went to college. I don't know how many hours of sleep I had. I went and bought every newspaper, yeah. All of the ABU, all of the Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans in my college, all of them, City fans, all of them had to hold it. We went and bought all the newspapers, left it on the table for them. And Man United were front and back page. Oh, if I could, how old were you in 99, Tom?
99? I wasn't born.
Tom, how old were you in 99?
I wasn't born.
Saeed, you weren't born either, were you?
No, I was only about 5 years old.
So if I can try, when we invent that a time machine, you're gonna have to take the time machine to 99, mate. Those 2 weeks are the happiest. Those 2 weeks are the happiest 2 weeks in my footballing life. Loving Man United. Those 2 weeks, and people forget we were losing against Tottenham. We were 1-0 down. Les Ferdinand scored a brilliant goal.
Yeah.
Schmeichel comes out. It's like all of it is in my brain. All of it is there. It's like the memories are proper jotted. Fergie had a little argument with Andy Cole. Andy Cole found himself on the bench. Andy Cole comes on. David Beckham, ball goes out wide. Nervous Old Trafford. That was so nervous that honestly you could cut the flipping air. It was nerve. David Beckham. Listen, yeah, David Beckham settles it, right? So imagine you got the last day of the Premier League at home. You can win it at home, and you're going for 3 trophies. You're in it, right? 3 trophies. You're in it. Honestly, oh my God, my heart was racing. Beckham, anyway, ball. Like we did the overload, one side, switched it to Beckham. Beckham absolutely whips it. Top corner to the side netting, kind of like that. Whips it into there. 1-1. Old Trafford explodes. Andy Cole comes on. Gary Neville looks up, halfway line stuff, chips the ball into the box. Andy Cole is running, literally jumps like some gazelle, brings the ball down, and within 1 or 2 touch movement, lobs Walker, the Tottenham goalkeeper, lobs him. And then it was scenes. I can't say enough, people. It was scenes in the stadium. And we were never going to lose that. So that was that. FA Cup was wrapped up, man. FA Cup, we knew we were going to beat Newcastle. You know what I mean? I think who got injured? Somebody got injured. Keane got injured, didn't he?
Keane, yes.
And somebody else came on. Sheriff Scholes,
Scholes.
And then, yeah, I think, was it 4-1 or something like that? I think 3 or 4. Something like that, the score was.
3-1, I think.
3-1, yeah, 3-1.
Yeah. And then we go to that stadium, people. We go to that stadium, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, the likes of Dazzler. You know what I mean? These players, like Bayern Munich, decent team. They go 1-0 up with that free kick, and we're all like, oh my gosh. We're like, come on, United, you can't do this to us. And then, bang, bang, double. I actually think we played really well passing that final. Imagine this. Imagine missing your 2 top midfielders of that season. Our 2 top midfielders were who? They were Keane and Scholes. And we had to play Beckham and Giggs inside. People forget that side. Beckham played in
Yeah,
I know.
Giggs played centre midfield. And they had Jan Longfist on this side. I don't know who went out wide. I don't know who's playing out wide on that side. But yeah, it was crazy.
There was Beckham and Jan Blomqvist, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I'm telling you, somehow, that Giggs right foot. And I didn't celebrate that goal because I seen Terry Sheringham looking at the lines. The lines.
he were thinking offside. Yeah,
he was looking at the linesman, and I'm like, I'm not going to celebrate this because it could be false on. So I just like, yeah, and I just stood, yes. And then when you look back, and the commentating was brilliant. They always score. They always score. And then all I remember is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with his step overs, try to take on the German defender. And then he goes out, he tries to whip it in, cross. I think who was it? Was it Phil Neville or somebody tries to get a cross in?
Yeah, of course.
And then corner. And then the next 33 to 4, 5, 6, 10, 15 minutes, I don't remember anything of it. What I remember is Sheringham, Solskjaer has won it. And then I literally got up. There's about 16 of us watching it in my friend's house in Rusholme. I literally got up and I ran bare feet, ran outside, and I could hear people screaming. So I run outside screaming for the top of my lungs. Get in there. I'm effing and blinding. And then I'm on Playfair Street. I take a right to Mussolini and I sprint down Mussolini's. And at the same time, I can hear so many people running out of their houses going, yeah. And then I go back Lloyd Street, and then I come back to Great Western Street, and then I come back down there, and everybody's going crazy. My feet are bleeding. I stood on some glass or something, bare feet. I'm running like a madman. That's what football does to you, people.
Of course,
that's to me. And I wish, I'm telling you, if you can go back in a time machine, I want to set a camera on me, so that people can watch me make that run. I ran that night, man. And then we went to Town Hall afterwards. Oh, my God. Scenes. The restaurants near the Manchester City, Town Hall, near Manchester Town Hall. Restaurants giving food out, alcohol out. Oh, my God. That night, Manchester didn't sleep, man. Trust me. And there was no City fan to be seen. To be fair, majority of City fans were celebrating with United. Fair play to them. Because they were like, we want some free food and free drink, mate.
It's City Centre, yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is, honestly. 26th of May, man. For me, that will go down in history. So that's the reason why I said Jim Radcliffe in, because he knows what that made him feel like.
Imagine he did it on the 26th of May.
As a child, he was a United child, and that's what made he was there.
Nordy will be out again on the 26th.
He takes over on the 26th of May.
Yeah. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'll be out. I just remember the fountain outside Town Hall. I remember the girls, just all the women were doing, "Way!" I'm like, yeah. Some X-rated stuff was going on, mate. X-rated stuff that you know what? Not for the kids. What is before that? You know that watershed moment. You know that watershed kind of. What's it called? That time when you can't show. What's it called? Something shed.
Watershed, yeah.
Yeah, watershed, mate. That's what it was. At the end of the day, Man United, man, and I just remember that season how Andy Cole and Dwight York terrorized everybody. Terrorized. And you know what the funniest thing is? This is how much bias the FA hated Man United. This is how hated Man United. Beckham, for me, was the best player in Europe that season. He should have won the European Player of the Year. And guess who they gave the football writers? They gave it to David Ginola. Guess who got the PA for Player of the Year? Ginola. We've just done the treble, and they give it to Ginola. Anyway, people, I think we'll cut it there. Bit of memory lane. Wasn't Ronnie Johnson play central midfield? That was it. Yeah, I think. Yep. And Henningberg was at the back with Yapstam.
Yapstam, Mr. Hardest, man.
Yeah, past him. Think can't try a little trick and make it look up. Chip yap stam. Ah man, they those days, mate. No, he's the original butcher, mate, from Ionoven. He
I
was
know,
the
but
original
we got
butcher,
one
mate.
now. We got one now. I'll tell you that.
Honestly, to me, it was just honestly. I would love to take any United fans who've never been born, who have not seen that, who were too young to remember, in a time machine, just to witness that. And you know the funniest thing? We could have done it in '99 if it weren't for bloody Bournemouth. If it weren't Bournemouth, we could have done it. Bloody, what's that guy called? The Ghanaian player.
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
No, I know. Because we had 10 men in it, and then, oh, man. We got done over, man.
What was his name? That guy.
Was it Benjani? Or was
No,
it? No,
it
it was the guy midfielder. I know what you mean. The midfielder.
Ghanaian left-footed player.
Yeah. Left-footed one.
He was a brilliant player. Mate, I'm 21. I haven't seen Man United win the league. I was too young. I really started following United when LGV came in. As you know, I'm Dutch. Really hope Tanaka can do wonders. Listen, Wes.
Hope, man.
Trust me. Let's hope, man. Let's hope. At least you got to see Man United win a FA Cup. And that the FA Cup run was my favorite in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
What was my favorite was the FA Cup run that year. That semi-final against Everton. Oh my God.
No, West Ham. And
tenacity.
West Ham as well.
Yeah, Herrera's tenacity to win that ball. You know what I mean, against Everton. That pass.
You know that day I was in Cumbria. I was in Cumbria that day. I was watching it in Cumbria. And you know what, man? The scenes, man, in the house was crazy, man, that day. So
it's amazing, man. It is what it is. But listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We tried to find out what the rumors are, what the truth is. And I thought that Tom did a fantastic job of giving a breakdown of who Mike Keegan is. At the end of the day, we all of these rumors are out. Let's hope these vultures sell. Just, you've made 4 billion. Just go take the 4 billion and like walk off into the sunset.
yeah.
What's wrong with these vultures? What's wrong with these vultures? But big up to every one of you. And please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Those of you who have not watched it, please go and check out 194 Straight Jacket podcast, where we absolutely cooked and seasoned Arsenal fans. Majority part of it. Because Saeed's been getting it. I know I've been getting it. I'm sure Tom got it as well from some Arsenal fans, if his friends, if any of them are. But they all got cooked. We got to cook Arsenal fans because it's the way they go. Against Liverpool, I didn't come in here and go crazy because Liverpool fans, majority of the ones I know are quite rational. They just held it. They held their level and moved on. But Arsenal, that's it. Muntari. Muntari, man. That's what
big
it is.
up, man.
Yeah. And the bit of piece of history, big up Sim. 1997, FA Cup year. Liverpool had the chance to be the first English club to win the treble. They already won the European Cup, which is the Champions League. They already won the league. Who did they come against at Wembley? Manchester United. What did Manchester United do? Slap. No treble. Not today, Liverpool. Go home, mate. See you later. That's how it was. So those of you check out the set. But big up. Bless for wearing a cap, bro. Yes, bro. Love,
up,
love, Nadim, man. Love, brother. Love. Big up to every one of you people. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to be live on Wednesday now for the match preview, but I'm gonna turn this on. Tom will be doing that because I find it difficult to get excited and about Europa League, guys. I'm sorry.
Go on, Europa League. I love it.
I can't do it. Brother Piami, I can't do it.
Saying that, I've not bought tickets for the game for Europa League. You know, Leslie was like, "Oh, I should have thought of that." You know what I mean? Because you know what they did? They're taking the money out, like straight away out your bank. So what they're doing is like they took the money out after the Europa League final, and then they've already taken out the second game. And I'm like, what they're doing, man? It's a living crisis we're living in, man. They don't care, do they, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like straight away, it's out, man.
Pickpocket.
Yeah, man. It's like bloody. I'll give people a chance because Boris Johnson said, you know, you have to pay £10 for the kettle or not. You know what I mean? Use the kettle. So you know what I mean? It's tough times right now. But nah, love, man. Big up to everybody. I don't know if Lord is frozen there.
No, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, man. Big up to you, man.
Listen, big up to everybody. Big up everybody for the super chats and big up and love to you all. at the end of the day, it is what it is. Man United, we move to the next game. And I hope that those players who've not played this season get a chance to play and shine. Now the standards are there, Saeed, isn't it? The standards
yeah,
are there.
that's it. Standards are there. Now you have to keep to it, man. Simple.
Yeah, man. There it is, isn't it? There it is. Crazy says crazy when you do that, Saeed. But it is crazy when they do that. I was watching the game in the US channel in the US. They didn't even televise anything about the protest. See, Americans protecting their American fellow Americans, innit? That's what it is. But you know what? It was loud. It was clear. Especially after the Anthony goal, the whole stadium went Glazers out.
Mate.
Glazers
Rocking,
out.
man.
That's a signal to them. You might spend 80-something million to get him, but we want our club back. Saeed, let people know what you're doing on the Big Six so they can tune into you.
Yeah, man. Big 6, 9 o'clock, man. We're gonna give it to these Arsenal fans that were crying, man. So big up to you, and yeah, man. Love for having me on, and we'll see you next week, man.
Listen, when was the? I'll say, Saeed. When was the? When you live again on Saeed TV?
Tomorrow, 6 p.m. with Grizz.
Yeah. Big up.
Yeah.
Grizz, what's going on, mate? Hey, Van Dijk should have been. They escaped the red card, man.
Exactly.
That was a red card. What's happened to Van Dijk, mate?
Van Dijk, it, man. It's
rattled.
Great
Man got rattled.
Got
rattled by Sancho and Rashford. They've not been the same, have they?
Oh God!
I thought that kind of Cody disallowed goal was a bit harsh for me.
I know. But it is what it is, isn't it? What can you do?
Big up, people. Love therapy. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Go and watch Saeed TV. Check out the Straight Jacket podcast, 194. Check out Saeed's match vlog. Check out his match reaction outside the stadium. Honestly, brilliant. Peace, love, light, win, lose, draw. Glazers out, bankers out. You can also follow Saeed all across social media. And Tom is on Twitter, Tom Journalist 1. I'm your host, Mr. Structure. Bankers out, Glazers out. Come on, you Reds!
Come on. Get on.